It is 6:45 and it's 25 degrees here right now, which is just stupid. We're in Arizona, just outside of Bowie, or in Bowie, and it's going to be 80 degrees here on Sunday, so that just really doesn't make any sense if you ask me. But don't mind the mess. That's just kind of how it works when you live in a van. Yesterday was cloudy and we didn't run the generator. We had plenty of power, but we've had a couple encounters where we wake up in the middle of the night and we're out of power and everything shuts off. So now we kind of we pay for cheap insurance, where when the sun is down and we didn't get a lot of solar, we use the stove and stuff for tea. How'd you sleep, Rachel?
Fast.
Fast? Yeah, I was sound asleep. We woke?
I was like out cold.
Me too.
How early?
I don't know. Oh, you were out, yeah, earlier than I. I went to bed relatively early too. I mean, around 10:30-ish, I think. 10, I think. So yeah, this is that. This is how it rolls, living in a van, waking up in the middle of the desert and sleeping like bears. I woke up at 4:40 and had to use the bathroom and was just wide awake. I was like, I could just stay up. Someone's sitting here like, dude, can we please just go outside? Yeah, you want to? It's cold out there. He's like, I don't care. So this blocks off all that cold air from the front. And it actually works pretty good. No ice. That's surprising. Look at our shoe closet quite a bit, huh? Let's see here. We just got all of our trinkets out. But that's how it works when you're living in a 70 square foot van and taking stuff out and moving stuff in and taking stuff out, and all of our hiking shoes, walking shoes, slip-on shoes, shovel, Seek's dog bed. Not bad. I've seen better, but not bad. So yeah, this is what it's like to live in the middle of the desert for the last week. This will be our 5th day. It's peaceful. It's quiet. So it was a new moon last night. I thought we were going to get super lucky with the stars. The last 2 nights I've came out here and looked at the stars, taken some pictures, and unbelievable, just gorgeous. Last night there wasn't any. There was clouds. Sorry, I'm sure you can relate to when you're up for 10 minutes, you're not really firing on all cylinders and you're still trying to wake up. So my words and responses are a little delayed. Yeah, oh, just the smell in the morning here in the desert. I think it's like sage, or like, not sage. I don't even know what it is, but it smells so good, and it's right away in the morning. And then right when the sun goes down. So our friends that we met in Iowa, they came in last night. They were camping an hour and a half from here. They're right over there. So kind of turning this thing into a little neighborhood, you know. This is now the second spot where we've kind of set up shop and had our little get-togethers and afternoon hikes, and it's cool. Gives you a sense of community, which is nice, because that is one thing that we crave when we're on the road. We do run into friends and meet friends, you know, when we're going through their cities, or coordinate stuff to see friends that are, you know, a couple hours out of the way, and family. But consistently, it's Rachel and I, which we love. Rachel and I, thank God we got the relationship that we do, because it makes this adventure all worthwhile, and we love it. But yeah, back to circling what I was saying, it's nice when we can meet up with friends and hang out with people. And this is the coldest day though. Yesterday was supposed to be, I think, 50 degrees, so it kind of dropped off. It was 60. 62 the couple days before. Beautiful. Someone hungry? I'm thinking it might be that guy. I didn't know who was hungry, but... How'd you sleep? You sleep good? Okay. Oh, someone's got some coffee going. How about that? Yeah.
Oh. Have to turn the pump on. It's mud.
Now we will sip our coffee. Rachel's getting logged into work. I'm going to edit a video here, wait for it to warm up outside, then get Zeke out. We'll play, go for a little Tucson to shower, get groceries, water. I was going to say we can maybe hold off on water since we can get water at our friend's house. But,
oh, for sure.
Yeah, we got to kind of decide on some of that stuff. So,
I do have a work call tomorrow at 10.
Rach has a work call tomorrow at 10. So we'll see. We could get up right as the sun's coming up and head to Tucson. Tucson's what, an hour and 40 from here? 2 hours?
I know, like, actual Phoenix where we're heading is 3 hours
Yeah.
and 35 minutes.
Which we for sure won't. Well, yeah.
No, we're not going there tonight, regardless.
Right.
The place we're headed... Oh, I guess I didn't know what the...
If we held off until tomorrow, we'd have to do...
all of it.
Yeah, we'd have to do the hour and 45 or whatever it is to Tucson tomorrow morning. For sure go to the gym. More than likely get some groceries. We could probably push it by until the weekend, do an Aldi in Phoenix. But they're having a birthday party, our friends, around like 5:36. Little get-together, cocktail and appetizers party at their house. So we'll see. I think it's sounding like we do want to lean towards going and seeing them and meeting some of their friends that we haven't met. We met those guys in Sequoia National Park and then camped with them in Yosemite, and that was 2 years ago? 3.
It'll be 3 in April.
3 years ago. And now we meet up with them annually. We really enjoy their company, and it's a lot of fun. So as I've said in multiple videos, it's not even just about the journey and the travel and, or how do I want to say it? It's not so much about the travel and the places that we're seeing. It's so much about the people that we've met along the way and stay in touch with and have organically formed these relationships with. It's very unique.
It's more than they were a week ago.
Working on a video, did my workout, had a cup of coffee, just getting stuff done. I made a little bullet point list of things that I need to do today just to feel as though when I'm achieving said task or accomplishing it, I should say, put a little check mark on it, and it's that much more visually appealing. Yeah, whenever I get on here, I just my tongue gets wet and I slapping all over inside my mouth. Video is going good. I feel like I'm getting a system down to where sometimes it's just, it takes forever. You sort through files and then you go back and forth and then it starts to slow down. I found this hack with using proxies instead of the 4K files. Wish I would have discovered this a long time ago. It seems to be going more smooth.
Casually looking up flights for Alaska.
Alaska, our last state.
Yes.
It's kind of got a ring to it. Alaska, our last state.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm just coming up with that in my head.
So it's about $40 more than it was last week, but Delta does it to where if you see it drop, you can call in and get that money back.
Yeah.
So I don't think $40 is like outlandish to not do it.
No, and if it drops, like you said, yeah.
Right. So
been talking about this for 2 years. Europe took the place last year.
So there's an option to go at the end of June to go over your birthday, or the end of July. Same price. Same amount of days.
Sign me up for either. Nice. We will figure it out. That's that little update of what we're up to this lovely morning, afternoon. What's that?
Playing around with the options.
Playing around. Someone's excitement. He saw me kind of wrapping things up, putting my headphones away. I just finished up this video, downloading it, or exporting it, I should say, to do the final test drive and see if it's good. But he gets all anxious, and you could tell he's like, Dad, it's like, I don't know what time, but I just know I should already be outside in the sun. Dad's gonna go do his morning breakfast break.
Okay. Cut.
I'm glitching. I'm still, coffee's not doing its job. Bathroom break.
The coffee did do its job for your bathroom break.
Yes, that's true. Rachel's right.
Okay.
No, you're right.
TMI.
Hey, no, it's really, I mean, we live in a van, you know, it's like...
I don't mind. They might mind.
Anyone that's watching this is either family that, you know, there's an exit. You can close out whenever you want. Otherwise, it's van life, people, nomadic stuff, and this is just the daily life. This is the reality of it. So, at least we have a beautiful view to do the daily chore. Should grab sunglasses. It's mighty bright out. So we'll call this walk along with Nate to the facilities. I love it when we're camping out in the middle of nowhere, and this is an option. Up until 27, when we first car camped in the middle of nowhere and were able to dig a cat hole and use the facilities, if you will, wasn't really something that I frequented other than deer hunting when I was like 13. That was probably the first time with my dad. You know, when you're out in the sticks hunting and if you got to use the restroom, you dig a hole or go in the woods. But pretty hard to beat a view like this to use the restroom. I'll have to do my morning walk or afternoon walk. There's a hike and a walk on that list that I have to check off the box. I already got a bunch of stuff done. And we've been going up into there at least once a day for the last 4 days. It's fun to boulder up in there. Must have already had a hole here, don't you think? Yeah, you don't have a collar on, so you stay safe, or stay by me. Excuse me. Full bathroom settings I've ever had are on the side of a mountain, just looking and going, what? But some of you who have never camped will probably never understand and think that's the weirdest thing in the world. But when you van life, it's a different story. Come on. Nice prime piece of real estate right here. If it wasn't our friend's birthday in Phoenix, I'd convince Rachel, hey, we're gonna do a shower out here. We'll go until we literally have 1 day of water left, or we have plenty of food right now, and then hit the trail. We could probably last for another 4 or 5 days, so 2 weeks. Maybe. We'd run out of water first, so I mean, we're 40 minutes from town. When we run out of water, we would just have to drive into town, or once we have 3 gallons left, go, okay, time to run into town. So I should probably put him on his leash, let him hang out here, because that's what he wants to do. Come here. Who's a good boy? Excited to be outside, huh? Yes, okay, lay down. Yeah, we'll play in just a little bit. Dad'll get ready, and he's a good boy. He's such a good boy. How about the sun? A little warmer today, huh? Time to kind of straighten some stuff up here. When you live in 70 square feet, you really got to keep up on stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that. It keeps us in check. It keeps us realizing or only holding on to stuff that we pretty much need and use and utilize. And then, you know, after 3 months of being on the road, we'll go back home and we kind of evaluate. Like, we just got rid of a pan and a lid for a pan, where it doesn't take up that much space. And when you have a house, you're like, whatever, it's just in a drawer. But for us, it's like, we don't use it. Why hold on to it? It's extra weight, it's extra space. It makes no sense. So that is something that has completely changed our life, to where, you know, we don't have 10 towels and stuff like that, to where, sure, you want a couple extra towels for guests, but when you have a limited amount of, like, let's just use the towels as example, you don't just put it in the laundry room and forget about it, and out of sight, out of mind, and let them get musty. I mean, it's a case of where we're utilizing them, and we don't have an abundance of these things. So that has completely changed or transformed our outlook on holding on to an abundance of stuff. I'm gonna go dump some coffee grounds. I do also have to fix my door here. The wind got a hold of it. Was that 2 days ago? Mm-hmm. It's pretty windy and just about broke her, so I don't have an air compressor, so I'm not going to be able to. I just used nails before, so you didn't see the screws, but I think I'm going to have to tack some screws in it, unfortunately. Which, however, not the end of the world. That's just how it works. Things break. In there, the door, it caught it and just flexed it so hard that it tweaked the hinges down in there. But before, it was just nailed on and it was good to go. I love this thing. We should have did this a long time ago. I haven't painted some of this stuff and trimmed it out. It was too cold back home, and haven't ran to the store and got paint, but yeah, it's nice. Well, just like camping in a tent, you have to do dishes, you know, you have to clean up, and then you usually just use biodegradable soap, which we do, and then you dump your wash bin. We have a gray water tank under here. I'll show it to you when I pull it out. And it's time to dump that. This is the easiest method that we've found for it. I can show it to you how it's hooked up. Of course, like anything, we have garbage under here and stuff that we have to get rid of since we've been out here for 5-6 days. So pretty simple setup. Got a drain hose, flexible drain hose that goes over to a 6-gallon wash tank here. And being from Wisconsin and with winter and sometimes camping in the mountains when it gets to freezing, this is the method that we've found that works best for us, because it's in here, it's heated, there's no risk of it freezing. We obviously have to keep an eye on it so it doesn't overfill, because that would be a mess. But this works really well for us. We really don't have to empty this thing a ton, because even though we have a big sink, which we are very happy we put a big sink in here, we have a wash bin that we do our dishes in. Water can splash on the sides. We can take this out and use the whole sink if we need to, or want to wash our hair or something like that. We did splurge on a sink. I think we paid almost, what, 180 bucks for that? Everything else was Marketplace fine, Marketplace fine, Marketplace fine, vanity free on Marketplace, all this wood, $60 on Marketplace. So it was a bunch of repurposed goods that saved us a ton of money. But then the sink, we're like, mixed reviews on Amazon and stuff, we're like, we're gonna order a really nice one. So that's what we did. So we have this cutting board here that comes off the side of that. Goes in here, turns this all into a countertop space. And then what I did, let me see if I can prop this up here and if that films it. Yeah, that should work. So beforehand, the fill for the water tank was in the back, and I would have to open the back doors if we were in a parking lot at Natural Grocers or buy water. Prying eyes, people that you didn't necessarily want looking in the van or coming up. And we don't mind showing off the van to people, but you know, certain areas it's just like, not ideal, not what we want to do. So that was kind of a pain. It didn't gravity feed if we were on a hill and all this stuff to where it would drip. And so I changed everything up when the pump went out in Louisville, Kentucky. I replaced the pump, and then I still got to get a plug for this to close it off. But I changed the pump and put it all under the sink so it stays a little warmer. And then, where's my filter here? I made this all to where I can do it right from inside of the van. And this just works. No, with the cutting board I do not. It works really slick. So reason that we do this, I can both put a hose in here and I can put a hose in here and then fill it that way from the side door. Or a lot of the time, if we have to go to Natural Grocers or a water supply store, there's not a hose hookup, so we have to fill these jugs and then fill our main tank. And these are just the joys of if you're living out in the middle of nowhere and there's not water and, you know, sewer to get rid of your water and your waste. There is a pit toilet here, so I'll be able to go dump all of our pee from our cassette toilet before we leave. But yeah, these are the joys. We wouldn't trade it for the world. I mean, the views are worth it, being able to stay and hike and be outdoors and all that stuff. But this is the stuff that a lot of people don't think about. Do we have enough water? Can we last 3 more days? Are we in the middle of nowhere where, you know, we're running low on water, we're running low on food? Do we have enough power? Those are all those things that you have to consider and take up some of your headspace that when you're in a regular sticks and bricks or home, you really don't think about. You don't care. You're hooked up to the grid. So I didn't even look how much water we had left, but I'm going to be putting in 8 gallons here. So we'll be totally fine, whether we go into town today or tomorrow, or as things change 4 days from now, if something changes, which I doubt it will, we'll be fine on water. But yeah, slick. I'm so glad I did this. This in the screen door in the back and on the side door instead of bug screens. Just a game changer. And I didn't do this until just recently, so over 3 years of us being on the road. But other than that, the setup works really well for us and we like the layout of everything. Our bed takes up half the van.